Hey traders, Mike Sir here. Welcome to my Trader Psychology live stream series where I help you with the trader mindset. All right, today what we are going to talk about is the swing trader mindset. Last week I spoke with you in regards to the day trader mindset, and today we are going to talk about swing trading. Now, obviously, in terms of trading style, day trading is very different from swing trading. And obviously, the biggest difference is the fact that for day traders, they don't hold positions overnight, and hence they try to make a profit throughout the trading day. With swing trading, you could be holding a stock over a day, few days, few weeks, few months. So it's a very different type of mindset. And in today's live stream, I'm going to go specifically in regards to the mindset that you should have, particularly as a swing trader. All right, let's get started. And again, just a normal disclaimer, please consult your financial advisor before making financial decisions. All right, let's get straight into it. So the mindset in terms of swing trading is more of a little bit of a longer term type of thinking. And obviously, I'm comparing that to day trading. So the thought that you should have in terms of swing trading is you have to kind of look at it as, well, what idea do I have in my mind that I think the price of the asset that I am buying or shorting is going to go in my favor, not just one day, but over a few days, few weeks, and again, as long as the trade is going in my favor. So it's a much longer time horizon that you're looking at. So hence, the idea that you should be thinking of is, okay, well, what idea do I think in terms of this trade, if I'm looking to buy, why do I think this idea or this asset will keep going up in price or going in my direction? So you start to think, okay, well, let's just say hypothetically, I think Apple stock is going to continue going higher, or I think that due to the interest and the hype about AI, I think a lot of the AI stocks or the AI sector is going to perform very, very well. So this is where you start thinking, well, what's this idea? Why do you think it's going to work? And what are some of the things that you need to research as to why you think Apple stock's going to go up, or why do you think the whole AI sector and maybe specifically certain AI stocks are going to go up in value? So it involves a lot more research. It involves a lot more of you doing your due diligence. It's not just you looking at the charts that will tell you whether you should be buying and what you should be doing. It's more of the fact that because you are holding this stock for a much longer period of time, more than one day, then you should do your due diligence. And again, next week I'm going to talk about the investor mindset, but and hence you probably need to do even more research, right? So think about when you are investing in something, you're investing it for the longer term. Now, swing trading is not long term in that regards. It's probably short to medium term. But the biggest thing is, since you're holding this particular asset, whether up or down, over a period of time, so hence you need to have the mindset that, okay, I got to really understand this asset that I'm buying or shorting. I got to really understand this sector. I got to really understand, why do I believe the price will continue going in my direction, and hence, you have to do your due diligence. So come up with an idea, find a supporting thesis as to why you think it's going to go in your direction. And here I talk about, well, what are the fundamentals? So this is where, when we do our due diligence for a swing trade, let's just say specific for example, let's just say Apple. What's the fundamentals of this company? If you are looking to buy, can you do some due diligence as to why you think the stock is a very strong stock and will continue going up in value? So you dig into uh, what's Apple releasing, when is their new iPhone coming out, with this VR headset or AR headset that they had announced, when are they going to be shipping it, what's the response on that type of product, what are some of the upcoming Apple conferences that they'll be releasing products, what's the how are the company's earnings, that type of thing. So it involves not like in depth, really digging into the financials, not really digging into the um, very, very specifics about the company, but it's more of when you are holding this stock for a swing trade during this period of time, what are some of the obstacles? What are some of the fundamentals to support your case that this stock will go higher in price? Also, we'll talk about what are some of the other non-company factors that could impact the stock. So, for example, next week we're going to have Chairman Powell speak with the Fed announcement. Well, maybe that maybe based on what Powell says in terms of interest rates and inflation, all that stuff, maybe that will impact the price of the Apple stock, or allow fluctuations in the stock market. So hence we got to be careful. So we have to do that due diligence of what, basically looking forward ahead. What are some of the obstacles? What are some of the things that could cause the stock to move in our favor? Okay, next one is similar to in terms of day trading, but again, we want to look at, well, what's the chart setup, what's the strategy, what's the trend of the stock. But the biggest difference is, instead of looking at from a minute by minute or 5 minute basis over a few day period, because you're looking at a swing trade, you're looking to see, well, what's the overall trend. So look at from a bigger picture, maybe utilize weekly charts. Look at the performance of the chart over a 5-year period. Look to see how it's done over the past year. Look to see how it's done over the past few months, and look to see how it's done over the past few weeks. What's the overall trend? And your mindset is obviously to be sticking with the trend, right? It doesn't matter what the trend is today. What's the overall trend, short-term trend-wise, that will signal to us, well, whether we should be buying or whether we should be shorting the asset that we are trading. So the biggest thing versus a day trading is you look at it over a bigger period of time, okay? And I'm not telling you to look at, over like a 10-year period, how that stock's going to do. Well, over a 10-year period, it doesn't matter if you are just trying to determine what the stock's going to do over the next few days, few weeks, and few months. Okay, so that's kind of like the sweet spot, few days to a few months in terms of a swing trade. All right, the next one, and I kind of talked a little bit about this, is what's the catalyst? So perhaps you see that a stock is looking ready to go head higher, but what's the trigger that can boost it even higher, right? So perhaps company is going to be reporting earnings in a few weeks. They're probably going to report very positive earnings, all that stuff. So the stock is going up prior to the earnings. Okay, so what's the trigger for the price to continue going up in our favor? So we have to identify that. What are some of the maybe perhaps like I said, either economic reports, company earnings, company news, overall market. What are some of the catalysts that can drive that swing trade to continue going in our direction? Next thing, also very, very important, whether you're swing trading, day trading, investing, got to know what your risk is. So you put on a trade. What's your stop loss? What's your entry? What's your risk reward ratio? What's your what's your max loss if this trade's not going to work in your favor? What's the percentage that you're risking on this particular trade in your overall portfolio? All right. Next thing, very, very important, because swing trading is not, you're not necessarily have to make quick decisions, but it still means that you have to be patient. So if you see a stock still going down in value and you're looking to buy it, you got to wait for it to reverse first. You're not just going to blindly buy something as the price is going down. You look for the price to reverse first. So you have to be very, very patient. And specifically in swing trading, there are not opportunities every single day. Okay. In day trading, there could be, right? There are obviously more, just because you're essentially just looking for just fluctuations on that day. There's always an opportunity every day in terms of day trading, because there's obviously stocks that will move. Now, for swing trade, in terms of the type of setups that you may be looking for, the type of strategies that you may utilize, the type of specific scenarios, they don't happen all the time. So you're monitoring a whole watch list of stocks or some other types of assets, and you're waiting for that opportunity. So that's why patience is incredibly important in swing trading, because you need to wait for the right opportunity to get in. And that can take days, can take weeks, can take months, because you're waiting for that opportunity. But the great thing, and this is one of the benefits, and this is the mindset is different, is once you get into a trade, you've been patiently waiting, you got in, the trade's working in your favor, you don't need to do anything. You've got your stop loss, you got your take profit, whichever is going to reach that price point first will impact you. Now, throughout the time period that you're holding a stock, for example, let's just say you're holding a swing trade, it's working in your favor, but you know that the company is going to be reporting earnings tomorrow. Now, you're still making money on the trade, but because earnings is an important catalyst, if they report poor earnings, the stock is suddenly, go against you. So do you want to risk that? You can make a decision. You can say, well, I don't want to. I'll just exit, lock in my profits. No matter what happens, you're safe, right? Obviously, if you hold over earnings and if the earnings do very, very well, then you make even more money, right? So swing trading is a scenario where you don't need to make decisions on a day-to-day basis. You just kind of need to monitor overall how the price is doing, and hence you can make a decision based on that. You don't, like day trading is, you have to make trading decisions every day, right? Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. With swing trading, you're just more of, once you get into that position, you're just managing the position. You're not necessarily, trading in and out, in and out. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why a lot of people like swing trading, because once you're in a position, you don't do anything, and if it keeps going in your favor, you don't do anything. You make more money versus day trading in and out, in and out, in and out, that type of thing. Okay, so that's why patience is very, very important. And then the other thing that you want to talk about is, okay, if you ask yourself, is the trade working in your favor? Okay, let's just say it is working in your favor. Great, don't need to do anything, right? Because it hasn't reached your target price yet. But one thing that you can do to minimize risk is, let's just say your mindset is, if it's always about just protecting your risk or your downside, if the stock suddenly goes a lot in your favor and you maybe move the stop loss to break even, then you don't have to worry. You can let the trade go go whatever, and you're protected, right? Obviously, if you're holding a stock, it might gap down in your favor and blow past your stop loss. And this is also where you need to kind of think, well, if I'm holding this position, particularly a stock, overnight, because stock market's not open 24/7, am I putting myself at risk? Yes, you are, but that's why you need to do your due diligence. Is there anything that I foresee that could impact the price to go against me? And that's why I mentioned if there's company earnings, if maybe the company has already put a news conference together right after the market closes saying that they're going to be announcing something, or something to that extent where you're not sure in terms of the result of this news, then you may choose to exit. Now, obviously, if you get into a position and the price is going against you, it has not reached your stop loss just yet, then you're carefully monitoring, right? You're carefully monitoring what type of scenario could lead the price to reverse. Now, you obviously can either do two things. One is just leave the stop loss there, right? Because you set a stop loss there for a reason, to protect you if the trade's not going in your favor. However, maybe there's something that you're seeing that, hey, the whole market is going up like very strongly, but yet the stock that I'm involved in is not going up at all. So you start to worry why it's not participating, or why this correlation is not working, or perhaps there's something that you see in terms of the price activity, that there's suddenly so many sellers in this stock. So what you can do is you can exit the stock or exit the trade before it even hits your stop loss. So the mindset that I'm referring to is, what's going on? Why isn't the price going in my favor? What are some of the things? So I'm thinking it from a very defensive standpoint, versus if you're in profit, you not on a defensive, right? You protect yourself already. Hey, how can I hold on this position longer before it hits my take profit? So this is where if the trade's working in your favor, you don't want to exit too early. Okay, you don't want to be too cautious. You obviously want to let it room to maneuver, but also you could consider, well, maybe you set a certain take profit, but you see the whole market really, really become strong. Maybe you don't exit just yet. Remove your take profit a lot higher, so therefore you can make more money, right? So it's more, and again, what I want to say is, in terms of swing trading, you're more managing the position versus you making split-second decisions or making quick decisions relative to day trading. Okay, next one. Again, did it reach my exit target price? If it hasn't, what's the reason why you should not sell, right? Why you should be holding on to that stock or holding on to that position. So again, very, very important. Try not to exit a profitable position too early. The other thing I talked about is, do I hold overnight, right? What are some of the challenges? What are some of the things I need to be aware of if I am holding a position overnight? Did I do enough research? And again, this is the biggest focus is relative to day trading, is you got to do your due diligence on the asset that you're holding, because you're not looking to get in and out quickly. You're looking to hold on to this position. And this also involves understanding the company, understanding the sector, understanding the asset that you are holding on to. The more that you understand, and maybe perhaps there's certain things that you're not too sure about this, and it reflects in the price that it's not going up in your favor. For example, you found this particular asset to be not too strong, then you exit quickly, right? So that's why mixing fundamentals along with technicals. And the last thing is always, how can I do better, right? If the trade worked according to your plan, perhaps how could I have made a little bit more money? How could I maybe have traded a little bit bigger? How could I maybe exited later with more profits? Or if the trade didn't work in your favor, how could I have cut losses earlier? How could I have done more due diligence or research on this particular asset before buying it or shorting it? Or am I going with the trend? So a lot of the questions that you're asking yourself is whether the trade went, or whether the trade was in profit or a loss. Okay, did I follow the rules? Did I do everything that I had planned to, and did I do enough research to for me to really feel comfortable holding this stock over, again, a few days, few weeks, a few months? All right, so just to kind of summarize, the swing trader mindset is all about, have I done my research? Do I feel comfortable holding this position for, again, a period of time? Once I get into that position, my mindset is, how, if the trade is working in my favor, okay, let it go, right? Give a little bit more room to move, or where do I take profit? Where can I not exit this trade too early? But if the trade's not working in your favor, perhaps I should cut the losses earlier. How did I do something wrong? Did I not do enough due diligence on this particular asset before buying, because I got in right away and I immediately, am losing money already? So what are some of the things that how I can manage the trade more effectively? And that's really very, very different from swing trade. From day trading, where you are making decisions quickly on that day. So hence, I feel day trading is a lot more about managing your emotions. Swing trading is less, because you're not necessarily monitoring the market all the time, like every single minute. Versus day trading is that when a position is going in your favor, you don't have to look at it. You got your take profit, you got your stop loss there. What by you looking at it, does the price going to go higher in your favor or go against you, right? So it's less emotional, but it's more, the mindset is preparation. Okay, again, I want to emphasize that preparation is the key in terms of swing trading. All right, guys, any questions that you guys have, please type them in the question box for me. And again, ask me any questions in terms of the swing trader mindset. This is our topic for today. All right, Richard, hello. Sidhat, good morning. Good morning to you. CSE22, hi, sir. Hi from India. Hi from Canada. All right, Richard says, patience mixed with a detailed trading plan makes the difference between a successful trader and the other. Well said, Richard. Biggest thing, like I said, is patience, preparation, and once you've done that, just follow the plan. And one of the biggest things that I see in terms of challenge for a lot of swing traders is probably two things. One is when they hold on to a position and it's not working for them, they say, you know what, this is not swing trade, this is long term. I believe in this company. I think their products are awesome. I think they are a very profitable company. I think they are doing very, very well. They're going to, I think this company is going to be around. You're using all this to support your case. But yet, if you look at the charts, the price is still going down in your favor. So the thing that I see a lot of swing traders make is they are a swing trader. They indicate themselves to be a swing trader, but yet they suddenly become a long-term investor because they refuse to sell the trade or to exit the trade. And they say, okay, I'm long-term, right? And that's where you get into trouble. The other thing in terms of some of the biggest challenge that swing traders have is exiting the trade too early. Because you're always very fearful. Let's just say you're in profit already, but you sense, oh, I'm not going to hold it overnight. I don't feel comfortable holding something overnight. Now I have to wonder what's going to do, tomorrow morning, especially for stocks, right? I'm not talking about instruments that trade 24/7, but that mentality, you're fearful and all that stuff, and maybe sometimes, because you have that day trader mentality, you don't, and that's one of the benefits of day trading is because you don't need to hold anything overnight. Okay, that's reason people, whatever you make or lose on that date, the result is going to be. However, for swing trading, because you're holding it over a longer period of time, you don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, you have anxiety, right? After, especially again, after the market closes, because you don't know what's going to happen. So I've seen a lot of cases where swing traders exit a trade too prematurely, and it keeps going in their favor. And then they say, oh, I exit too early, but now I'm chasing. Okay, I gotta get in at a higher price, and then by the time that they get in at a higher price, then it starts to reverse, right? And then they say, you know, I better not get out, because the last time I got out, it immediately, continued going my favor, so I lost profit on there and all that stuff. And then again, you get into this mindset of chasing and then sabotaging yourself. Yeah, and also one other thing before I end this live stream is when swing traders get into certain trades, yes, you're just managing the position, but you're not just, oh, I just got into a position, I just don't need to do anything. Like, yes, okay, I'll monitor the price, but I don't need to do anything anymore. No, that's not the right mentality. You got to always be looking at, okay, well, once you're in this trade, right, what are some of the things that could derail that, right? What are some of the upcoming events? What are some of the things that maybe Chairman Powell is going to be talking about? What are some of the things, in terms of company earnings? What are some of the what I'm following, in terms of my competitors? What are they doing? Are they going along in the same direction? What's the overall market doing? What's the trend? So you're still managing the position, but you are essentially looking for things that could derail your trade. And that's the another thing that swing traders think. Swing traders think you get into a trade, then you forget about it and just let it go. No, you're always constantly looking to see what are the risks to your position. All right, got another question here. My question comes with entry point. I often try to swing trade pharma stocks, which always is a good stock to swing trade. However, my entries feel late. What can I do to improve my entry? Okay, well, first thing of all, if you are swing trading pharmaceutical, biotech, anything to do with results of drug testing, results of the FDA approval, results of new drug trials, all that type of stuff. Yes, you can swing trade them, but you need to be really, really understand when are they releasing, when are they doing the trials, when are they releasing the tests, what are the promising results of this test. So pharma stocks, particularly if you're speculating on drug approval, the effects of the drug and all that stuff, positive or negative, they move basically based on those news. So that's where once you get into a pharma drug, you need to be careful of those type of news. And if you don't know when they're going to come out, that is a big risk, because if they, let's just say, you don't do your due diligence, and they say, okay, we're going to be releasing the results of our drug test that we have been announcing for a while, and we're going to be releasing it tomorrow, and you weren't aware of that results being released tomorrow, and the results are terrible, then, and again, if you are swing trading and buying the stock, then you could be hurt pretty badly. All right, guys, thank you so much for attending my live stream today. Or next week, I'm going to talk about the investor mindset. Okay, very, very different from day trading. Very, very different from swing trading. The investor mindset will go more in depth in terms of specifics of the company, specifics of the sector, possibly looking at the financials. So more in depth, and I will talk to you in terms of that mindset that you should have as an investor. And again, any questions that you guys have after this live stream's over, please type them in the comments box below, and I'll make sure I'll address them next week. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with me. Take care, guys. See you next week.